Hey, Diane DeWald with CreativeCatCrafts.com. Welcome back to the channel. And we are going to make this beautiful little tag today. And I'm going to take you through the process. So this is, many of you probably have recognized this. This is Tim Holtz. And I have a bunch of Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous. And this is the Mr. Frostie. And I ran across over on Simon Says Stamp that they partnered with Tim Holtz to make coordinating dies. I just about fell out of my chair when I discovered this. So we are going to utilize the dies with the Mr. Frostie to make this tag. In addition to the Mr. Frostie, we're going to need just a couple more things, because on the back side of this, I did a fun little to and from, and there's a little gift inside and some snowflakes, and that is from Gina K Designs, a little something. Oops, sorry for that glare. And this was a part of the 12, was it 12 days? Nope, it was not the 12 days of Christmas. It was a little something card kit from last year. And then this tag trio, we're going to utilize the larger of the 3 tags. And I'm doing double tags, so that way it gives it a little more oomph. And my little ribbon, it's just something from Amazon. So there's not a whole lot of supplies we need. I'm utilizing 4, actually 5 inks. I like Memento Tuxedo Black, especially if I'm using alcohol markers, and I am using my Ohuhu for the orange and the red on this snowman. But from the Gina K Designs line, we are using Blue Sky, Powder Blue, in the Navy, and Black Onyx to blend this background. And I already have all of my tags, my snowman parts, pieces and parts already cut out to speed this up tonight. And everything that I have cut out, except for what we're going to blend on, I am using 110 pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. I discovered blending on Neenah Classic Crest Solar White tends to be a little difficult. I was playing around with some Distress ink, these two, and this is Distressed Oxide. And then I decided, nope, I'm going to go ahead and pull out Gina's inks. And the reason for that, and I think you can see, I've got a little bit of blue fingers. It's really hot in my studio, and literally the ink was melting from the sweat from my fingertips. So we're not doing that tonight. So the blending, I like to use Bristol, Strathnore Bristol Smooth Surface, not the vellum, but the smooth. I think you can see it says smooth surface there. It's not on here, but I believe this is 100 pound based on what I'm feeling from this cardstock. So let me go ahead and get this set up. I think we're going to go ahead and blend first, then we're going to ink this guy up, color, and put everything together. So let me pause you. Oh, before I do that, my little storage pockets that I store all my stamps and dies in, it comes from Stamp and Storage, and starting on July 14th, today, I'm recording this actually a couple days before, but today, July 14th through the 25th, Stamp and Storage is doing 12 days of Christmas. And over here it says file your Christmas stamps and dies. I don't know exactly what they're putting on sale for the 12 days of Christmas in regards to that, but I'm thinking possibly some stamp and die storage. I honestly don't know. I don't have an inroad, but head over to Stamp and Storage website. I'll have a link down below. You can print this out. They're doing their 12 days of Christmas on their Facebook every day at 1 p.m. Central Time, which I think that's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard, the time zone I'm in. I had to think that one out. Because it's so hot in my studio, I'm recording late in the evening, so my brain's a little tired. So again, I'm going to pause you, get this all set up, and we can get this party started. Okay, I have my Recollections turntable, and this is my low-tech painter's tape, and we're going to die cut this, but I need to hold this down on this surface. So I'm just like 1/8 of an inch on the sides. And it really doesn't matter. I just want this whole thing to stay put because, you know, blue fingers, I don't mind blue fingers. I just, for video recording purposes, I don't want to smudge. And then handy dandy, I'll have everything I use linked down below in the description, and if there's something I use that I do not list and you're interested, let me know. Thank you, Brienne Loveland. I absolutely adore my ink stands. In fact, I need to write a note to get me one more. I only have 3 of these that fit the Gina K, and a 4th would have been really nice today. And I have, this is not Gina's bucket, but I found this on Etsy, and I bought it right before Gina came out with her ink bucket. And I went ahead and grabbed an additional blue brush just because I don't want to have to clean off all my brushes. So I have a black, in the navy, a powder blue, and what is that? Blue sky. And that way I don't have to worry about it. So I've got my inkstand over here, and I am actually going to start with the darkest first. Normally I would start with the lightest and start up here in the corner, and we're going to work our way across, and then I'll do the black at the very top just to darken this blue just a little, but I'll do that after I cut it. So let's go ahead and let's get this dark blue going, and I'm going to start off on the tape and light hand, and then just work this around. And it's a matter of, and you're seeing a little bit of splotchiness, and that's okay. It will smooth out, but at the same time, this is a nighttime snow scene. So it's okay if there's a little bit of splotchiness. It kind of gives it that winter night snowstorm feel. Okay, I'm going to call that done with the in the navy, and then move over to powder blue if I can get the lid off, which is not a bad thing. It's good to have tight lids on your inks. And then I'm going to start here. Oh, that was a little heavy-handed, but that's okay. What's going to happen is I'm going to die cut that tag out of this. So that's perfectly fine. And I'm going to come back in with the blue and in the blue. These are all blues within the navy. Whoops, that was super dark. And I'm going to go really heavy-handed with this. Like I said, I don't mind if it gets splotchy. It just gives you that winter windy scene. And I'm going to come back and we're going to blend that powder blue back into that in the navy. Okay, now for the blue sky. My blue sky may be a little dry. Out of all my inks from Gina K, blue sky is the one that gives me the most trouble with drying out. My brushes get crusty. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's me, my ink pad, my environment. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I don't need to contact customer service. I work with it. It's not a big deal. So there we are. That is our blended panel for right now. I'm going to go ahead and peel this off, pause you because I want to do 3 more panels. And I'll let you watch me peel this. And this tape, the best way to peel this tape, that's stuck, is to grab hold of it, pull it at a 90-degree angle, and just pull away. That way, for some reason, and I learned that from an artist who does watercolor, it has something to do with the fibers in the cardstock, and it's less likely to tear. Isn't that a beautiful panel? So I'm going to pause you. I'm going to ink my other 3 panels, and I will be right back. Okay, now that I've got all my panels, here I'm going to use my Big Shot Express, and this is the largest of the tag trio, and I'm just going to get it in here to where it's inside the blended area, and I want a little bit of a white corner, and I'm putting it at an angle. And let's go ahead and die cut this, and we can get that stamped, or another tag stamped. Oh, and I did not put, I was going to put this copy paper over it because it is a blended panel and it will leak. So I'm just going to wipe this cutting panel down so that I don't get blue ink on my next piece. So I cut out the other panels, and this is the copy paper. I had it face down, and yes, it was pulling, the pressure was pulling ink, excess ink off of the tags. So just a word of caution, when you've got an ink blended panel and you go to die cut, you could transfer ink to your cutting platform, or if you're using whatever platform you're using, you could have some ink on it. So just FYI. So now we're going to go ahead and do this part of it. Let me put all of these to the side. I already have 4 panels cut out, and we're going to use a little something. And I've already got my Misty all set up with a couple of snowflakes, a little gift inside. And I need to get the correct ink. There, those are the inks I'm using on this. And this to and from. So it's already set up, and you're going to think this is pretty ingenious. So I'm just leaving this down in the Misty, and I'm going to go ahead. I need to wash this sticky mat, so I'm going to secure that just a little bit. And I've got these tags. I put the Post-it note just to make it easy to pull it out because it is a sticky mat. And I have the snowflakes on this side and the words on this, because we're going to use, get those tags out of the way, we're going to use powder blue on the snowflakes. Ink those up a couple times, And then over on the other side, I'm going to use in the navy. And I'm going to go grab my cube. Those words are so tiny that I'm going to have ink. And even with the ink cube, I have ink everywhere. And I'm going to redo this one down here. Just kiss that. Perfect. And here's what I love about this. I'm just swapping the two. Putting them in its place and inking this up again. This is truly, oops, I'm sorry, you were not in shot. This is truly a production line. And then for the two snowflakes, and I'm going to go ahead and ink this guy up one more time. And voila, you have two back sides are done. And I'm going to peel these off and finish this out. I could pause you, but I'm going to make you sit through it. So this week in Indiana, oh shoot, let me clean that off. Not thinking about what I'm doing. In the navy is for the words. But as I was saying, in Indiana, oh, it's going to be hot again this week. We had a very nice, it was a warmish weekend. It wasn't like super stupid hot, at least in northeastern Indiana. And oops, got a little bit of ink there. That's okay. I have ink on my fingers. I was doing splatter, and yeah, I splattered everything in white acrylic watered down paint. In fact, I'm seeing it up here. So I'm going to have to rip everything off my studio desk here and clean that acrylic paint off. Most people it wouldn't bother. My OCD says, clean it. It's just what it is. Okay. And voila, we have all of the back sides of our tags. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. We don't need these anymore, because the next tags I do, I will do differently. And push that off to the side. Move this off to the side, because the way I'm going, I will splatter everything. And here's my stamp set. Put this all back. This little 2 is just literally so tiny of a stamp. Stay. But I love this stamp set. I think it's very versatile. And Gina announced her release, and I think it's the 21st of July. It is July 21st. I just realized I hadn't changed my calendar from June. Here it is, the 13th of July. Okay, we are done with this. Let me get set up for the next set. I'll be a step and I'll be right back. Okay, I did say I was going to use the black Onyx on these. So let me grab a blending brush for my black. And all I'm doing, actually, you know what? Before I do that, I need to glue these together. So let me do this first one on camera, and then I will do the rest of those off camera. And we will so I'm lining up that center hole up here at the top and then at the bottom. And don't worry about this. We will take care of that. But I'm just going to do all of them. And then get that hole up there at the top, get the bottom. The tags aren't, I've noticed, 100% symmetrical, but we're going to make that disappear. So put them together, and I want that hole to disappear. I don't want any white showing from behind. And then I need that to line up. I am getting all kinds of inky. Okay. There. Literally all kinds of inky. It is so hot. I am melting the ink with the heat from my fingers. And I'm hoping I don't have thumbprints all over the backside. Woohoo, yay. Lucked out. One more, and then I'm going to go thoroughly wash my hands and try to take as much of this ink off. Oh, I caught it on the stitching. Okay. Ooh, that I got almost. There. I'll be right back. Okay, now we can do a little trick with the black ink. Cover that glue. Grab my black blending brush. And I'm going to start off too much. There. I loaded up too much, and I just want a hint of darkness, and I was a little heavy-handed on that first one. See how it's making that a lot darker up at the top? And let's go ahead and wipe that off as best I can. See how that just kind of disappears over here? And the same thing down the side. And I am using a really light hand. I'll wipe this down really good when I'm cleaning up here in just a moment. Oops, sorry. And I just stuck that in that black ink. Woohoo! I got lucky. And I'm going to actually add a little more dark blue on this one. And let's bring that black back. There. I like that. But that's how, oh, you know what? I bet lighten that up with a little more blue. Oh yeah, that kind of took it away. Nice. Let me spray this down with some water. I don't want to spray the tags, but I want to clean up as much as I can of the ink right here. And I think these are turning out beautiful. And that's the original. So now the last thing we have to do is our little snowman. And I have, let's move all of that up. I have a negative space that I'm going to go ahead and flip over because we have a scarf and a hat, and then the whole head. We're going to be doing a lot of stamping. So I like to use minty tape, use whatever low tack tape, but I like to use, oops, that's not long enough. I like to use a little bit of low tack tape to secure my die cuts when I'm using this method. And I'm just going to go ahead and, because these stamps are red rubber, and I can't find the magnets that came with my Misty, so I'm just going to use this low tack tape and grab Mr. Frostie's head and pick him up. But I took out Gina's sticky mat, or grip mat, excuse me, because the red rubber is a much thicker stamp than the photopolymer. And this is where I'm going to use my Memento Tuxedo Black. And it's been taking about 3 stampings. Red rubber and photopolymer pick up to ink differently. So I'm going to grab some more of my favorite frog. It's called frog tape. And it's a low tack or a delicate surface. We're just gonna tape that down, and then I'm gonna do one head, and like I said, for some I don't know the science behind it, and it's been a long time since I've done red rubber, because when I started stamping in 1996, everybody was doing red rubber because that's what it was. But the photopolymer and the red rubber, they pick up ink differently. So I'm going to peel this guy out. And these overlays, they're slightly smaller. So I'm trying to get equal distance around. Same thing with the scarf. I'm trying to get equal distance around, and then stamp these two, or ink these two up. Some stray ink over here. I have, oh, the blending brush, I dropped it earlier. And I'm not happy with that hat, so yeah, the brim of this hat just doesn't want to ink. And this might be my Misty. Oh, there we go. This might be my Misty that has a warped door. So we're going to go ahead and pull these out. And I'm going to do the rest of them, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of, I've got all my pieces and parts. So on the head of our Mr. Snowman, there's a little bit of shading that I'm doing, and I'm going to use Gina K's detail brush and the sky blue. And because we've got a hat and a scarf that we're going to overlay on this, I'm just going to start here and go around the edge. And I don't care if I color this scarf blue. And over here, I'm going to, and same thing with the hat. I really don't care because it's going to get covered. And the carrot nose, we're going to use a little bit of alcohol marker to take care of that. So let me pull you in. Grab one hat, one scarf, and let's go ahead and pull you in. And 3 alcohol markers. These are the new numbers. So the light gray is CG02. The red I'm using is Chili Red R016 and YR112 orange. The names are different if you've got the old numbering system versus the new. These are new, so if you have the old, go ahead and take these numbers, head over to Ohuhu's website, and you can plug in the new to get the old. And I'm just going to color the buckle up here, the gray, and then the nose, I'm just going to fill him in orange because you know carrots are orange. I'm not doing shading. I'm not that kind of colorist. And we're going to make this band up here red because that's just what I want to do. And, oh, duh, I'm coloring the wrong hat. So let me get that gray back here. Let's color the hat buckle. I could probably get, I don't know if I have do I have a silver marker? I'm not going to worry about it. And then the scarf, we're just going to color this puppy in. I don't have to care if I go outside the lines, off the edge, because this scarf is just slightly smaller than that scarf. And voila, just like that. Grab my glue. And my reverse tweezers. And let's go ahead and get this hat affixed to this guy's head. Oh, I was going to put a layer in between. Can I still do that? Yes, we're going to go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and ink this, or glue this guy up again. I want to add a little more dimension. So I've got a hat blank. Put those all together, just like that. Make sure they're all lined up. Yep, okay. And this looks like a lot of glue. It's really not. Try this again. Oh, totally flipped off. There we go. Oh yeah, I like that with a little more dimension. And I think I'm going to do the same thing with the scarf. Oh, my hands are sticky. Hang on. Hand sanitizer to the rescue. And I need a cleaner microfiber towel. There. So let's go ahead and get the scarf pieces together. And I'm going to color the bottom of this scarf just because I want to color it. And I think this is, oh yeah, I really like that. It just, adding just another die cut in there just really makes this guy pop. And we're going to cover all that blue. And line that up just like that. And then I'm going to smoosh it down. Yeah, I like the way adding just an extra die cut in there. You can't see it right now, but just bear with me for just a minute. I want to give that glue a chance to set. And then I'm going to see, I think you can see, it just adds a little bit of dimension there, and it just really adds to the visual. So let's go ahead and get this guy secured to the panel, and I am using my Stampin' Up, and I'm going to put him off to the edge. So I don't want to put one there, so I'm going to put one right here. And then for the hat, right there. So nothing can go there. So let's load this guy up. I want him to be pretty stable on the front of this. Whoops, that didn't pop off. There. There, just like that. And then let's get this greeting. I've just got, oh, how about I pull you out just a smidge? Woohoo! There you go. And I'm going to use my Tim Holtz Tonic decal. It's got a decal edge to it. And I lost my cardstock. So let me get another one. And we're going to use Christmas Magic just on a block. And I want, oh, I already put it away. My Gina K Black Onyx, because this is a one and done using a block. I'm pressing down, oh, I'm pressing down and holding it, and voila. And you know what? While I'm doing this, since I have 4, we're just going to go ahead and do 4. And I'll cut them out later. There. Okay. And red rubber to clean. I like to use Gina's stamp cleaner because it just pulls that ink right off that red rubber and conditions it. And I can put it away. I forgot how much I enjoy working with red rubber. I used to, when photopolymer was first coming out, I was all over wanting to try the new, but there's something about red rubber that's just magical. Okay. This is going to look like it's crooked. We're going to see what we get. It actually is pretty straight. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but I'm going to line this up with, there's grids on this because I had a heck of a time trying to get this straight earlier. And that just went wonky on me. Yeah, I need to cut off a little bit more. There, hold it down. Yep, that's better. And then we're just gonna do, I'm gonna line up again and turn it around, line up with the grid again. And there you go. We have Christmas magic. No, I'm not gonna try to take any more off. I tried to do that earlier. Disaster. Okay, get all that out of the way and get those dimension things back. And then I can cut some ribbon and we can be done with this tag. If you're new to the channel, first of all, thanks for joining me. That tag's a little bit bigger than that one. I should have cut it smaller, but that's okay. Thanks for joining me. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, if you would hit that subscribe button down below and click that notification bell so that you are notified the next time I upload a video. If you have enjoyed the content, if you would do that. And while you're down there, like I said, I will have all the links for all the product I used if you're shopping. And if you're not shopping, it'll still be there so that you can go shop your stash. I'm a big supporter of shopping your stash. And also while you're down there, if you would hit that like button, that helps me with the YouTube algorithm. So here you go. This is the Christmas tag that we created today. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate your time. And until next time, happy stamping.